James Clemens Theater, are you ready?
Ready for takeoff!
That being said, let's go have a seat and enjoy this show. James Clemens Theater, your time begins now.
People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain.
No, Eileen. I'm talking hundreds of thousands. Hundreds? If not more. Thousands of thousands. Do you know how much James Arness makes a week for Gunsmoke? Guess. 20,000 just for an hour on TV. Times 52 weeks a year, that's bingo. Thousands of thousands. And we could just do one. Well, I'm saying it's a possibility. My goodness, Julia. What did you call it?
A biographical film? A Hollywood gimmick. They're gonna overpay some millionaire airhead to be our Joseph Whites for a couple of hours. Ruin his name like they did Bonnie and Clyde.
Now what's wrong with Bonnie and Clyde?
It's not Bonnie or Clyde, that's what. It's, Warren Beatty and Faye, what's her face? I'm not watching two of the world's greatest criminals. I'm watching two of the world's greatest phonies.
Well, I think that Joseph White certainly deserves the spotlight. The man was a genius.
Well, yeah, but he deserves more of a spotlight than Hollywood can give him. That's about as far away from Castleville, Maine as you can get.
Yeah, but, I mean, who would play the part? Not you.
That's an idea.
Oh, Phil.
Oh, but I'd be perfect. I practically knew the guy.
Oh, really?
I read all of his books, all 27.
Now that's doubtful.
But what was that one thing he used to always say? That weird little tick? We're in a walrus of a universe, folks, and we can't seem to crack the shell.
Oh,
He said
he said walrus.
It's walnut,
It's
Phil.
nut. Walnut, Phil.
That's what I said. Walnut.
Oh, yes, that's exact.
Well, it's settled, Ray. We have our star.
For sure. We'll just have to see what they think of him in the interview.
Oh, yes.
Wait. What's interviewed?
You didn't read the whole article? Are you kidding me, Phil?
The director of the film, Mrs. Darlene Proust, indicates that she and other members of her crew hope to conduct on-camera interviews with Castleville residents regarding Mr. Wyatt. Mrs. Proust says that they plan to include segments of these interviews in the film itself. October 28th, 1970. Yesterday. Told you.
So we're gonna be filmed?
Yes, Jamie. They're gonna sit all 12 years of you down in front of the cameras and ask you your opinions on one of the greatest novelists of the century.
Well, I met him once.
Congratulations, loser. So did I, and I also took his class for a whole year before he got fired, and I look stunning on camera.
Be quiet, Peter.
Just stating facts.
Wait, so are we going to be in the movie?
Probably not. You know these Hollywood types, they always like to dangle things in front of you, then jerk them up at the last second.
They only put you in if you're interesting enough.
So, maybe we should tell a joke. Is that interesting enough?
It better be a good one.
What are you gonna say?
Huh?
Hey, Peter.
Oh, hey Sam. I think Mom's looking for you. Go find Mom.
What are you gonna say?
About what?
When you get interviewed, what are you gonna say about Mr. Wyatt?
Oh, the truth? That he was a brilliant writer and a flamboyant...
Peter, we don't know.
I'm just the messenger.
You'll say no such thing. Besides, we don't even know that.
We'll see. Come on, I was kidding. I wouldn't actually say it. And besides, they wouldn't even hear it over the sound of my beautiful face.
You're a jerk.
Thank you.
But how much do you think we'd make, though, if we actually got filmed?
For one measly interview? I don't know. No more than...
Thousands and thousands? Just for one interview? Money explodes in Hollywood, dear. Does Mary know? I haven't told her yet.
Do I know what?
About our riches. We're going to have riches.
Are we now?
The Joseph Wyatt film.
I'm glad you're excited, but I really just don't
I'll
think
never
that
have to drive again. I'll just hire a limousine service to take me to and from church every day.
Oh, I believe you. I believe you. It's just... Say, what are you holding?
It's just a key.
Give it.
What is it?
Another Christopher Wyatt masterwork.
His brother Joseph may have been a genius, but I suppose it doesn't always run in the family.
He won't show his face in public, but he'll make piece after piece of this disturbing nonsense and scatter it all over his front yard for the whole world to have a look at. And that's the second time she's been in his yard.
Oh, don't worry, Mary. She's not turning into a Christopher Wyatt. His things are just different, and children like different. She'll outgrow it, I'm sure.
I hope so.
I wonder what Hollywood will make of Christopher Wyatt, the cuckoo brother of the legend.
I want you to take this back right now. There's plenty of time before it gets dark, and I want you to come right back. And zip up!
You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Been snooping on the door. You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Gentlemen, I hate to break it to you, but it's an invasion of our privacy.
Oh, it's hardly that. You don't wake up with a camera at the end of your bed.
Obviously, you don't read Orwell.
Oh, not this.
First, they're going to ask us questions for their interviews.
Yeah.
And then they're going to want to know all of our secrets, because that's what makes for a good Hollywood cinema. Am I right? Am I right? And the next thing you know, we're all going to be watched. It will destroy this town.
Calm down, Ben. You need more sleep.
Yeah. No, he's right.
Thank you.
It will destroy this town. Praise. Joseph Wyatt and the legend of his Pulitzer Prize are the only thing keeping this place on the map.
I'd say so.
I guarantee if you chock this place full of nosy, greedy Hollywood filmmakers, we'll go back to being just another moose crossing in Maine. If that. Your turn, Constable.
Call. What do you mean?
You are deluded if you think the big Hollywood damn really cares much about what we have to say. They're going to want real proximity. Kid. They'll want his brother. Play.
Well, go. I mean, Christopher, he's an odd bird. Sure.
Yeah, I get it.
He's more than that. He's becoming a public nuisance. Do you know what Mary found my daughter playing with this afternoon?
What?
Would you take your turn?
Fold.
Some demented sculpture that he made. He has hundreds of them out on his front porch now. Who knows how many inside? He's always been unstable, but he's becoming downright disturbed. I don't think he's left that house of his in years.
Maybe you're the one that's disturbed. That's all just speculation.
Speculation? Did you see him at the funeral? The scene he made? He'll spill. He'll give the cameras a full-on walking tour of his brother's love life.
Okay.
Right down to the story of how the school custodian found him with
All
the
right,
music teacher.
all right. It's enough. Sit down.
I'm just saying, the man has no sense of decency. That much is obvious. He'll spill all right. And then this entire country will know the very thing that we've been trying to hide for 2 years now. Then what will they think of us? What will they think of Casimir?
Then should somebody talk to him?
I'm just the constable, fellas. I can't tell a man what not to say.
Right, but if you could just talk to him.
Why don't we just leave Mr. Wyatt alone? Let's not force him.
The constable does not have to force him to do anything.
Thank you.
Just talk.
I'll see what I can do.
Show 'em, boys.
And then who knows what they'll think of Joseph Wyatt or of Castleville.
Would Christopher really mention that?
Well, I have no idea. No one has seen or heard a word from the man since the funeral. He's liable to say anything.
Now, he was in mourning at the funeral, dear. It was so sudden, the loss of his brother. He was in shock.
If that's what you call it, I've never seen a single person make such a disaster all by himself. You remember, 1 minute he starts off with the eulogy, and then the next thing you know, he's running left and right, smashing up the church, screaming about how we're all afraid or some other nonsense like that.
I'm surprised the constable didn't send him straight to jail. Father Jacob still has a limp, you know, and the church couldn't replace the decanter for 3 weeks. He's a danger, if you ask me. And Father was far too much of a doll to press charges.
I heard Christopher didn't donate a penny to pay for any of the damages either.
I'm sure the only thing he does spend money on are those demented baubles who lives all his
And
front
you
yard.
see them from her
I don't doubt for a second that he's disturbed.
Oh, at the least I hear he sits in his house, day in, day out.
Like one of those that sits and talks to themselves like they're a whole other person. They're everywhere, you know. Schizophrenics. I just read an article about them.
Well, perhaps he should see a doctor. More like the constable. Yes, he needs help, but not the police on his doorstep.
He's ruining the reputation of this town, Kathy. Or he will anyway to something worth preventing.
He's probably
Oh.
just like his brother. It probably runs in families.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee, actually. I read an article about that, too.
Well, now, ladies, my husband plays cards with the constable, so I think I could get him to talk to him for us.
It would put all of our minds at ease, sure. Think of our children. Ladies, I understand your fears, but I'm not
Samantha Michelle Beaumont. What are you holding?
Nothing.
You come back here right now. Give it.
No, I was going to give it back. I just forgot.
You forgot? You had all day to remember. Now hand it over.
Mom,
we are going back to Christopher's.
Please, Mom,
If you had returned this like I had asked you, this wouldn't have happened. Now I want you to figure out a way to fix it, and then I or your father will return it. I don't want you in that man's property anymore.
Just give me time.
No, you have lost your negotiation privileges. Now figure out a way to fix it.
Yes?
Mr. Wyatt, sir, is that you?
You wish to talk to me?
Yes, sir. That's all I was hoping for. Just a little talk.
Are you the one who's been stealing my mobiles?
No, sir. I'm just the constable, Guy Davidson. But if you'd like for me to fill out a report, I can help you out.
Don't make a report.
Well, if you'd like to step outside for a few minutes.
I can hear you just fine from right here, Constable.
Okay. Do you read the papers much, son?
Constantly.
Then you know about the film crew that's coming to town? There's a film crew from Hollywood, mind you, coming to make a movie about your brother Joseph.
Did you hear me, son?
I would like you to leave now, Constable.
Are you sure I won't be?
Yes.
All right then. Nice talking to you, Mr. White.
And then you know what he said? He shouted the big...
Fruitcake!
Yeah, fruitcake you at the constable and told him to get off his property.
You're making that up.
No. My dad plays cards with the constable. I heard it directly from the source.
Did he get arrested?
Freedom of speech. You can shout fruitcake you at the police all day and they can't do a thing about it. First Amendment.
You're making that up, Peter.
Somebody has obviously never taken government.
Well, he should be arrested for treating the constable that way.
Or for being an all-around weirdo. There's no limit for that, is there? My mom said he's probably a schizophrenic. You know, like from that movie,
Psycho.
Psycho!
I've seen that movie.
Except he's the psycho.
There you go. Tell him for that.
But we don't know that.
Is he really?
Probably. I mean, there's got to be some reason he's so strange. Is it true that he keeps people in his basement?
I heard he's the bones of 12-year-old little girls in those mobiles of his.
Well, I heard when a dog enters his yard, it never leaves.
Because I'm sure that's how it is, Jamie.
I wonder if the filmmakers are going to interview him, too.
You kidding? He's the guy's brother. He's got to be first on their list.
Well, what do you think he'll say?
Everything? Nothing? Complete gibberish? Fruitcake you? It's all in the realm of possibility. I, for one, would pay big bucks just to see how that goes.
Like you have the big bucks.
Fine, you caught me. I'm a pauper. I guess I'll just have to spy on it instead.
Oh, you do that, Peter. He's so stupid.
I'll do it.
He's such a jokester.
What?
I'll do it. I'll spy on Christopher Wyatt's interview.
Peter, I really wouldn't. Peter, that's not. Peter,
Yes?
I'm very sorry, Mr. Wyatt.
Are you the one who's been stealing my mobiles?
I only took it to look at
Well,
it.
are you?
Yes.
Good. Would you like to step inside?
Now you see, a perfect example of Joseph Wyatt's literary genius can be seen right here in this passage. Mr. Scarborough was a man who ate his meals with a certain sympathy for the food, as though apologetic for the heat of the oven, the coldness of the plate, and the unbearable confines of his stomach. There, in one sentence, Joseph Wyatt has explained to us just exactly who his character is. Joseph Wyatt, the man, he was like a modern F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Of course, but I wouldn't say that I know a man based on how he eats his food.
That has no relevance.
You only say that because you eat like a moose.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
May I help you?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm Darlene Prowse. I'm a filming director from Los Angeles. And this is my assistant director, Cheryl McGill. I'll be shooting a film here in a month or two. I'm not sure if you've heard.
Yes, we've heard. We're very, very, very excited. I'm Robert Jameson, by the way.
Well, it's very nice to meet you, Robert Jameson. I'm glad to hear it.
If I'd known you were coming, I would have prepared something.
Oh, no. We're not here to do any filming yet. Nothing that you needed to prepare for, don't worry. Just some preliminary scouting, yes.
Oh, yes, scouting. Of course.
But I was looking to talk to a few people here. Do you know what was his first name again, Cheryl?
Christopher.
Yes, a Mr. Christopher Wyatt I could talk to.
What was that name, miss?
Christopher Wyatt.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that will not be possible.
Does he not live here anymore?
No, he does. He's not really the talking type.
Oh, well, I'm sure that won't be a terrific problem.
But you see, it will be. Because you see, Christopher does not want to talk.
I'm sorry. Am I missing something here? I'm talking about Christopher Wyatt. You know the brother of Joseph Wyatt and...
Yes, ma'am. We know who he is. Believe me. But he does not want to talk. Of course, anyone else we can help you get a hold of.
No, that won't be necessary. I believe I have all of the information I need from you gentlemen. Thank you.
Constable! What? That Christopher, he forced Sam and Peter, tell him what you saw.
Sam, sir, I saw her walking out of Mr. White's house alone.
Alone?
Alone!
Yes, sir. He had been talking to her, and he wanted her to come back sometime.
But he was really nice.
You don't say a word, young lady. That man is a threat. Goodness knows what he did to her in there, and I want him arrested.
But no, he just let me keep the artwork and we play the game.
Shut up about the stupid artwork! Peter, take her to the car. I want that Christopher gone. Taken in for child abduction, for kidnapping, for molestation.
Just calm down, Mrs.
Don't you
Beaumont.
whip out on me, Davidson. That man is a threat. He forced my daughter inside his house, and I want him behind bars. Oh, and that woman who's been around town. My husband says she's already asking questions. And if after all of this Christopher Wyatt still gets his moment in the spotlight, I am leaving this town. Do you hear me?
I'll go talk to him, Mrs. Beaumont.
Yes, you will. And that conversation better not end without handcuffs around his wrist.
Coming back from Sunville in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew and good captain well seasoned, concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. Then later that night...
Little girl? Hi there, sweetie. My name is Darlene Proust. I'm a filming director from Los Angeles. And
You shouldn't come any closer. My mom doesn't like me talking with strangers, even on her own porch.
Oh, well, you see, I am a little bit lost, and I was hoping you could help me find my way.
Hi there, sweetie. My name's Cheryl. I'm here with Darlene. Do you happen to know of a man named Christopher Wyatt? It's not that cold out. You're not from Castleville, are you?
Oh, no. We're from Los Angeles. I'm shooting a film there, actually, about Christopher's brother, Joseph. And I was hoping to get
you. There's been a lot of trouble here around because of you.
There has, huh? And why is that?
They don't want you talking to him.
Talking to Christopher? Well, why not?
He has secrets, I guess.
Secrets? And what exactly are these secrets about?
His family? Well, I don't really know. That's why they're secrets.
Oh, of course. But is there anything else that you could tell me about Christopher?
I talked to him this morning.
Wait, you talked to Christopher?
I just went inside his house, that's it.
you remember where he lives? Where?
I'll take you.
Oh, sweetie, you don't have to.
No, it's okay. I want you to talk to him.
Now, I appreciate the support, fellas. But really, let's try and keep it down. I'm not supposed to have you with me as it is. Mr. Wyatt?
I don't wish to talk about anything, Constable.
I know, son, but I'm not asking this time. I'm going to need you to step outside. You're being detained.
What? Whose idea was this?
Mr. Wyatt, please.
You can't!
Just step outside.
Oh, swell!
There's no reason to be hostile.
No. I see what you're trying to do here. I'm far from stupid. You're trying to threaten me into silence. I'm far from... You're so transparent.
Please don't try and be difficult.
No. On the contrary. I'm complying, in fact. See? Come in, one and all. I'll make you some coffee.
Okay.
Please. Sit!
I'm gonna cut to the chase here.
Oh, please do.
I've been receiving some reports about a girl that was at your house earlier today. This morning?
Why, yes. She had taken a piece of my artwork and had come to return it. I let her keep it, but engaged her in a discussion over the artwork over a brief game of chess. Then she left. That is it. Now I'm going to cut to the chase, Constable. That is not why you came here. Admit it. You think you know the truth, and you're terrified by it. The thought of old Christopher Wyatt in front of cameras is quite terrifying to the average resident of Castleville, Maine.
Now that's ridiculous.
Then why are they sitting on my couch, Constable? Because I might just explode, right? Have an episode in front of the entire country. The words just tumbling from my lips. Joseph Wyatt, genius, author, world-renowned. But what the world does not know. Yes, gentlemen, the truth, Joseph Wyatt was...
Mr. Wyatt, please, calm down.
It would be quite the apocalypse, wouldn't it, Constable? For the world to hear such things, quite terrifying. Think of it. His books would lose their merit. His ideas tossed in the toilet. Castleville itself become a modern-day Sodom and Gomorrah.
Now let's just try and stay composed, please.
But I can't control myself, Constable. I'm just a big old nutcase. I just can't help but spill it off. Yes, gentlemen, the truth? Oh, God forbid the truth! We'll just make it up. Yes. We'll say he practiced witchcraft. What else can we say about Joseph Wyatt? He drank blood. He bled vinegar. He ran the streets at night, crept people's homes. Oh, Constable, I'm a social deviant, which only to infect the lives of these good, God-fearing citizens with, oh no, here comes the truth. Oh, Constable, my God, I can't stop. You, sir, you my savior from this bout of satanic madness, are you?
Joe! I think he broke his nose.
Come on, help me get him out of here.
And then, right there, he just exploded. My dad said he'd never seen anything like it
like that
Real life crazy person?
Real life, thrashing around and flailing like something right out of the Twilight Zone. Was he saying bad words?
He was not
Every
saying any-
single one. Some my dad hasn't even heard of before.
wasn't
Do you
like-
think he was, possessed?
He wasn't possessed.
Possessed. Sounds like he was.
It would totally explain a lot.
And he's becoming more and more violent, simply tearing this house apart for no discernible reason. Like he's possessed.
He probably is.
It certainly would explain a lot. He starts grabbing at Constable right with his impossible strength. And the poor guy, the constable, before he knows it, his hands are behind his back and his face is being pressed into the ground until he can hardly breathe.
And he just wouldn't stop yelling, huh?
Wouldn't stop. Kept screaming it over and over again. Some kind of incantation.
Probably something out of his Ouija witchcraft.
You guys know there's plenty of talk of sending him to Portland.
To the asylum there?
For a long time.
I heard the asylum there is haunted.
He'll fit right in. I didn't know that. I mean, he's a nut job. And that means the film.
Not on my watch.
Oh, no way is any film crew member getting anywhere near him now. That Proust woman is under strict orders from the constable not to speak with him. Once his nose heals, he is the state's problem.
Whole thing's a blessing in disguise, if you ask me.
We got rid of him just in time.
Before he hurt anyone else. God forbid our children.
Well, almost. Apparently my daughter paid him a visit this morning. This morning?
For what?
To return a piece of his artwork. And he let her inside.
Oh, I can only imagine what happened to her in there.
Yes?
I'm very sorry, Mr. Wyatt. I just
Are
wanted
you the one who's been stealing my mobiles?
I only took the key to look at
Well,
it.
are you?
Yes.
Good. Would you like to step inside?
That man is a threat. He is simply out of control.
I'm very sorry, Mr. Wyatt. I accidentally broke it. I'm really sorry.
What for? I think it's very much improved. Please, do sit. I always hoped someone would take a piece of my artwork or two for themselves. That's why I pulled it all out in the front in the first place. Artwork for the artist's benefit alone is wasted, in my opinion.
I told you we should have ran him out of here a long time ago.
But yes, you can keep it. I believe that's the polite thing to do. Oh, and are you hungry? I have some food in the fridge. I've got some meatloaf. Do you like meatloaf?
Not really.
You don't? Well, if that's okay. I don't really like it much either. Not sure why I keep making it. Terrible consistency. Do you know how to play?
No. Well, yes, but I'm awful.
You can't be any worse than I am. The only person against whom I've ever played is myself, and, well, I haven't won a game in years. What is your name?
Sam, sir. I don't even want to consider what goes on in that house on a daily basis.
Sam. Gender neutral. My name is Christopher. You move first. So what do you think of it? The artwork, that is.
I like it. It's interesting and pretty.
Yes. But does it frighten you?
I think so.
Good. It's supposed to. But at the same time, it's just a wooden carving. A tree trunk taken with chunks missing. And that's fascinating, isn't it? That has the power To frighten people?
But it's not that hard to scare people.
Well, not in this town. We have been swallowed up by our stock. But fear is fascinating. People will turn themselves inside out just to escape from it. Show their true mechanisms, so to speak. It's a great tool, then, fear. Well, if you're a person to use it, which I don't believe myself to be, I enjoy the study of it. Do you follow?
Study of it?
Yes, that's why I make all of this. I suppose if you were to name it, because, well, unnamed things are quite frightening, aren't they? If you were to name it, it would be Phobiology. The study of fear. Do you like the name?
It has a nice ring, I guess.
I would talk to your daughter, Mary. Tell her to forget everything she's heard in there.
Yes, Ray. I know they're afraid. The town, that is. Do you know they sent a policeman to my doorstep yesterday? A cop! And do you know why? It's this whole Hollywood film they're shooting here. Wyatt, Hollywood's calling it. Just Wyatt. Because I suppose the title narrows it down to one substantial person. But I'm quite used to it, I assure you. The subordinate nature of my being. You certainly take your time, don't you?
I'm thinking.
Yes, well, I was hardly this slow when I was your age. But yes, Wyatt. A cause for fear and trembling in this town. And do you know why? The truth. The truth is why they're afraid. Whatever they deem to be true is a constant source of fear. Take that as a lesson, young lady. Whatever people think is true, the truth is a constant source of fear, and people cower behind fiction. And you hear this, little girl, if they're scared of the truth, then they have a reason to be afraid. I'm tired of all this hush surrounding my brother. I'm sure you've heard it, all the hush. It's been that way for years. Joseph, hush. Quiet. I'm sick and tired of being around people like that. I can't stand them. Can you?
Why don't you leave then?
Because I'm not the one who's scared. I stand here for me and for him. And you know what? I'm going to prove it to them. My brother was my brother, no matter how much they want to fictionalize about him. And you know what? I will tell those big Hollywood millionaires who Joseph White really was. I'll spill the hush all over the place. And people will know. I would placard the truth and damn it, will you take your car? Usually talk to people anymore. I sort of just let it all out. I'm not an angry person.
That's okay. My mom does that sometimes too.
Yes, well, checkmate. Sorry about that. It's a fool's move. Just 2 moves. It's, well, sorry.
I think I need to leave now.
Oh, okay, but come back whenever you like. Take all the artwork you like.
Okay, I will.
That man is a monster.
Oh, don't you worry. We're going to be having a very long talk with that girl. She will not be out exploring again anytime soon. Good.
Who knows what happened to that child? Could you imagine if he had gone in front of the camera? We'd be the freak show of the entire country. And we probably wouldn't get a cent of the profits either.
He'll be out of the hospital in a couple of days, and, well, I don't think we're going to have to worry about him anymore.
Oh no, he'll be a ghost. Like something out of a bad nightmare.
I sure hope so.
Paging Dr. Smith. Paging Dr. Smith.
Christopher? Christopher?
Wait, Sam!
I'm not supposed to be here.
Oh, I'm not supposed to be here either, really.
It's bad what they did to you. I'm sorry.
Yes, well, it's the least I could expect to be. Live in a town that thinks with its fists.
Will you be okay?
I'm not sure.
I hope you will. I brought somebody to talk to you.
Oh?
Her name is Darlene and she's very nice.
Why? That's very kind of you, Sam.
I think I need to leave now, but, and I started making my own.
Sam? As soon as you're old enough. No. Before then. Tomorrow. I want you to pack your things. Just leave this place. Just run. You're better than they are. I should have done it long ago.
Okay.
Mr. Wyatt, hello. Mr. Wyatt? Hi, I'm Darlene Proust. I'm a filming director from Los Angeles. And I was wondering if you would like to talk to me for a minute?
You wish to talk to me?
Yes, Mr. Wyatt.
Oh, yes, Miss Proust. I believe I would.
People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're straight, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange,